Last year's offensive tackle class was just straight bonkers. Does that mean this year's is going to be worse? I don't necessarily think so. I mean, there's obviously that one guy that's just phenomenal, and you know who I'm talking about. But where does the class fall after that? It's not nearly as explosive physically and athletically as last year's, but there are a few guys that will have first round interest, and we're going to go over those today. I'm Steven Delgardell, better known as What's Crackalackin'. It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. If you truly do enjoy the content, then go check out the channel, Broshmo, on YouTube. I pump out a ton of football content just for you. So I would hope you would go and become a bro and subscribe. So let's go ahead. Let's dive in because this class is wild. It truly is. And we're going to start with the unanimous first tackle off the board. And it's Penei Sewell out of Oregon. The guy's just really good. There's not much to say. You hear the word generational tackle thrown out there, but that truly fits him. The dude is elite. He's an elite combination of size, technique, and my favorite, athleticism. Dude is truly an athlete. He moves like a tight end. He knocks defenders back like they're corners. Like, the dude is just great. Good luck really finding a hole in his game. He only turns 20 in October. So yeah, he's a top 3 pick in this year's draft. But where does the class go after that? Well, for me, it goes to number 2, Alex Leatherwood out of Alabama. He's a top-notch pass protector. He allowed 0 sacks, 1 pressure last year, and that came against Clavon Chason, who happened to be a first-round pick. Top of that, he's got good athleticism, but he's, like I said, he's not nearly as explosive of an athlete as this past year's class was. But like I said, he's a top-notch pass protector. He's got very good hands. He really knows how to just stick it to defenders and just grab hold and not let go. He's very consistent. Won't really dominate any one snap, but like I said, just consistent. He did have 12 penalties last year. If you could work on that, that would be fabulous. And honestly, a lot of people, I've like comps that I've seen gone around go to Ronnie Stanley. So not half bad, just saying. At 3, I got Walker Little out of Stanford. The guy really at least showed improvement in last year's season opener against Northwestern before he got hurt. He just showed quicker hips, because the biggest thing I worry about with him is athleticism. And last season, just all year, I was preaching moving him a guard. He's not athletic enough to stay on the outside. But you know what? If he really does come out and look like how he did in the season opener, then you know what? Yeah, stick him at tackle. Like, he's always been a dominant run defender. If he could prove he could do it in the passing game, then I'm all for it. The guy's got good size, and just, yeah, he's in a pro style offense there at Stanford, so that's a plus. So I got him here at number 3. And then number 4, Samuel Cosmi out of Texas. This guy's probably the most experienced when it comes to playing typically the type of reps you're going to see in the NFL. And I'm talking about true pass sets. The guy saw almost 600 true pass sets last year. And typically that translates to success in the NFL, as long as you're playing him well. And for the most part, he did. There are times where he got overpowered. He does lack a little bit of play strength. And honestly, it might be due just to how he uses his hands. He could definitely use his hands more efficiently, but extremely athletic. He's going to be ideal for a zone scheme. And I mean, opposed to like where I said that 1 pressure for Alex Leatherwood came against Clavon Chason, well, Cosmi allowed a ton against Chason. So that if you come out and be just more efficient when he does face maybe more powerful defenders, then Cosmi, he definitely could be a first-round pick. He was, at least I viewed him as a late first-rounder last year, and I'm keeping that grade for him. And then at 5, I have Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern. He's my dark horse. A lot of people, like a lot of scouts or a lot of scouting websites, I'll see they have him under as guard. I say don't move him at guard. They're like, oh, his arms are too short. Screw that. The dude played Chase Young very well. He graded out very well at right tackle for 2 seasons, and he did last year. He graded extremely well at left tackle. So I say, hey, keep him there until he proves he can't do it. The dude's a phenomenal run blocker, and he had the lowest pressure rate on true pass sets of any tackle last year. Just saying, it's very elite. He seems very elite despite the measurables. And then at 6, I got Jackson Carman out of Clemson. Basically, this guy physically and athletically, he's got huge upside. He's one of the best run blockers in this draft. He didn't allow a sack all last season. He did, for the most part, pretty decent against Chase Young in the playoff game. He's a former 5-star recruit, so he's got that type of, I guess, lineage, that type of pedigree. That's a better word. There we go. So he's got that. He does, however, struggle to get out of his stance, at least quickly on pass sets, which you don't, when it comes to that, you don't want to be slow to the point of attack. When it comes to that, he gets kind of dipped on too much. You know, if you're slow to the point of attack, and it's like the passing down or whatnot, then the guy's going to get around you fairly easily, despite how athletic or physical. It's just going to happen that way in the NFL. So if you could improve upon that this year, then that's stellar. If anything, he's got a great foundation to work upon and be like I think he's going to be a second rounder. I mean, if a guy like Isaiah Simmons, who I thought was Isaiah Simmons, is that right? Isaiah Wilson, there we go, could sneak into the first round, who I think is very athletically limited, Jackson definitely can. Jackson Carman. At 7, I got Liam Eichenberg out of Notre Dame. Now, the guy doesn't have a ton of physical upside, but he does have NFL size. He has a ton of starting experience there at left tackle. Great technique, very good instincts. He improved his footwork, for the most part, his speed or his quickness of his feet. So you like to see that. He did have 11 penalties last season, a bit worrisome. But for the most part, this guy had where he wins is just elite technique. He's very sound technician. Not much of a ceiling, but you're going to see this thrown out there that it's like, well, Mitchell Schwartz, he didn't have much of a ceiling. People looked at him physically and athletically and were like, no, he's going to be limited when he comes into league. And he's probably one of, if not the best right tackle in all of football. I'm not saying that it's an accurate comp for Eichenberg, but I would definitely say that it's a fair comparison. So he's a guy that maybe could sneak into the first round. Like my guys here at from 7 to I'd say 3 to 7. All these guys could be interchangeable by the time the year's over. And then we have at 8, Abraham Lucas out of Washington State. He's graded very solid in pass protection, and playing there with Mike Leach, he saw the most pass sets of almost of any tackle in this upcoming class. He's very athletic. He plays a bit high. I mean, part of that could be due to his height, so that could be worrisome because when you play high, you get out leveraged, and you don't want to be pushed back. And I mean, and I think it gives off the illusion of you're being overpowered when you're out leveraged. So if you can stay low, get those hands in, I don't think that'll be a problem for him. But it's not like you're facing like the premier defenders there in the Pac-12 outside of maybe a handful. I would say Thibodeau from Oregon. Definitely best. That guy's a future top 10 pick in probably 2022. So that might be really the only competition he sees. But hey, he's just battle tested, and if you could play a little lower, saying a lot. At 9, I got Jalen Mayfield out of Michigan. I think the hype's kind of dying down a little bit with people. They look at him, they're like, guy's got ideal size, and oh man, he played against Chase Young very good. Like, I mean, that's a measuring stick, It's like, you did pretty well against Chase Young. Throw him in the first round. But you gotta look at the body of work because he played right tackle. He's only has 1 year starting experience, and it's only a right tackle. And he allowed a ton of pressures. Like, I think it was up to 27, 30 pressures last year. So outside of his one little matchup against Chase Young, he actually didn't fare that well. But he does have the ideal size, and there is a bit of upside with him. So we're going to have to wait and see. Until then, I'm going to keep him here at 9. And then at 10, ending my list, is Daniel Faalele. Hopefully I said that wrong. Out of Minnesota. Did I say... Hopefully I said that wrong. Hopefully I said that right. My bad. But this guy, insane movement skills for a 400-pounder. Like, for me, because I'm going to, like, straight up, offensive line, offensive tackle, offensive line in particular, like, just, it's one of the positions for me that's the hardest to evaluate because I'm just the least familiar with it. Typically, my go-to when I am trying to evaluate offensive lines or offensive linemen is athleticism, which is kind of hard if you're on the interior. You can kind of get away with being less athletic, but the analytics, how have you done in true pass sets? What was your pressure rate? Stuff like that I kind of rely on, and he's actually fared very well in all that last year. And being 400 pounds and having crazy good movement skills, that's kind of wild. He's more of a brick wall than a force of nature. He doesn't push defenders back, but it's more like Gandalf, you shall not pass type of protection. And believe me, it's good protection. Thing with him, he is a bit raw. He's still kind of learning the position, but compared to 2018, his 2019, he tremendously improved as a pass protector. And I could definitely see the upside on this guy. So it's kind of hard to like decide where do you want to put him. But huge upside. Huge. And if you want to see the rest of my rankings, you could go to Fan to Fan Network. I'll leave a link in the description as well. It's the pinned comment. So go check that out. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.